All right, thanks for your question. To jog our memories, you asked, hey, we were up in the attic and we noticed that the attic was quite warm and our back bedrooms struggle to get warm regardless of what the thermostat is set on. Could this be because there's a hole in the ductwork leading to the back bedrooms and that hot air is escaping into the attic? All right, that's a great question. Also, I wanted to applaud you for taking good care of your home. That is a positive habit. The answer is a little more nuanced than would be good. It'd be nice to say a simple yes or no. I would say it is very rare and unlikely that there are any holes in the ductwork. And the older the ductwork, the more common or the more possible that would be. For young ductwork, the most common cause for holes in the ductwork would be a varmint, a rodent, or a chupacabra chewing holes in it. That would be one. It's also very audible, and you would probably notice that happening as it happens. And then the other would be if they were hung in the attic with the wrong straps, so metal straps instead of the mesh straps that are now used, then over time, those can wiggle, with the movements of the house and all those things, and they can cut through the insulated ductwork. Those things will be rare for newer properties. So that's what you've got as the likely answer there. Now, the way to test that would be you can have a HVAC person come and assess it. That's something that we are proactively able to do during a tune-up, and that'd be a convenient place. But let me answer the more likely question. So the more likely question is, why is my attic hotter than the house when it's cold outside? And that is because a properly insulated attic or properly insulated attic floor contains inches and inches and inches of compressed insulation. That insulation's job is to keep the superheated and supercooled attic air from leaching into your living room, dining room, bedrooms, all those things. So the purpose of that insulation is to keep what's up from going down and what's down from coming up and creating waste. When you have cold air outside, but then the sun shining down on the attic, it's possible to heat the attic air to be much warmer than what's outside, and possibly, but rare, to heat the attic air in the winter warmer than what's inside the home. But, all things are possible. The presence of that warm air in the attic doesn't necessarily mean that the vents are leaking, though it can. And there usually will be some heat around the furnace unit as well, because it's blowing, if it's gas, it's blowing gassy, fiery flames. And if it's electric, it's heating these elements super hot to blow that heated air around your house. So that is the most likely solution to your attic being warm, even when it's winter. If you were to go up in your attic, say middle of the night on a cold night, and it was warm, that would be a tip-off. That would say, hey, there's probably a break in that line somewhere, probably a big break. You would probably also notice that in the form of an elevated heating bill, but in case that didn't catch your attention, that would be an indicator. Regarding the back bedrooms, so regardless of the age of the home, there is a puzzling factor, which is exterior walls are hard to insulate. Now, that's true if it's just a wall. It's doubly true if it's a wall with a window, and it's triply true if that wall has a huge window on it. So that's the double-edged sword of windows. They are beautiful. Natural light is so good for us, good for space, and desirable, but windows are thermal weak spots. So the more exterior walls and the more like linear feet of exterior wall in a room, the worse for your total ability to retain heat. It's true in my current 1980s house. It's true in our past 100-year-old house. It's true in a 2017 house. That's just, it's a factor. The newer the house, the more robust probably those insulation techniques that were built at the time of construction and in the walls are likely to be, but it's a factor that you see throughout the many decades of homes. So that isn't too surprising. With regards to your specific home in question, the roof line of the back bedroom, which was an add-on that probably happened in the 40s, 50s, or 60s, the roof line tapers, and so the only heat or cool source, so the ductwork goes to one side of your room. So that's naturally going to create an effect of heated and cooled air will happen on one side of the room. You have on the opposite side of the room windows and exterior walls surrounding it. So you're probably going to feel the effects of the thermal weak points of the exterior wall more than you feel the heated and cooled air, unless you circulate that air pretty aggressively. But that's a normal thermal weak spot of homes. It's an inefficiency that is a bummer at times, and the trade-off is natural light is so preferable that instead of making, windowless boxes, we definitely prefer boxes, but the trade-off is, like my bedroom personally, is a good 10 degrees cooler or warmer than the rest of the house all year long, but we've got 2.5 exterior walls, and that's the culprit. So I hope this answers your question about why the attic is warm when it's cold outside and why your back exterior rooms are struggling to get cool. If there's anything that you find that would corroborate or would point to there being a leak, then the next step with that would be pretty simple. It's some duct tape or replacing a section of ducts. So, like they say in the ductwork business, quack, quack.